All right, you guys, what is happening? It is Bill back at the wall of tools, and today I got a new microphone I'm really excited to share with you guys. I was watching some of the videos and I realized it was a little hard to hear, or when I went behind the camera, things just got all garbled. It got really loud, it was really quiet, and so I'm hoping that this creates a better experience for you guys. It's just all part of my quest to become a better presenter, and doing that through talking about the things that I love, which is house, garage, tools, all that good stuff. So thanks for bearing with me, and hopefully it's a little bit cleaner moving forward. All right, today we are going to be talking about the Graco cordless paint sprayer gun. All right, a little bit of a different take than usual. Definitely not a DeWalt tool, something a little funky. So let's check it out together here. Comes with this really nice padded carrying case, and in the case you'll find the gun. A paint strainer, which I actually need to do a better job removing the stuck paint from this. I know, I hate being one of those people who doesn't take care of their tools, but I didn't have enough time last time. Okay, you get that. You have a funnel that goes with the paint strainer, so pretty cool here. A laminated instruction booklet that includes instructions in both English and Spanish. Really nice touch. There's illustrations. It's not a huge booklet. They could have phoned it in and just gave you a little cheap paper pamphlet that you throw away, but they really stepped it up. This is so nice. A full manual if you feel like reading it and doing warranty and all that fun stuff, and then a liner holder, as well as a few extra liners. You can see I've got a whole bunch of spares in there, but I've got 2 in here. And then last but not least, some cleaning materials. Not going to review the cleaning materials. You get it. It's used to clean. All right, so first things first. What a badass gun. This is so freaking cool. Here, I'm going to hold it like this for you, and you can see how this puppy works. So this is a paint sprayer gun, right? Like, you guys may or may not have experienced this before. I don't do a ton of painting, so I'm not some sage by any stretch of the imagination, but I was exposed to a paint sprayer gun in the past for some outdoor projects, and it is so handy. You get a really nice uniform finish. It's really easy to go back and forth. You don't have to deal with brushes. Obviously, there's some overspray, some paint that doesn't actually make it onto the whatever you're trying to paint. But unless you're dealing with some super expensive paint, something that you really can't miss, it's just a really nice, really easy way to get a very smooth finish. And so I really like it. Okay, they have paint sprayers that will work with a 5-gallon bucket of paint. They're obviously made for really big projects. And they have them all the way down to something like this that's only going to hold, I don't know, what is that, a quart? Oh, quart of paint. So this is really for your smaller projects, but it is really handy. And let me tell you why I'm so excited about this gun. Because, and you can tell I love DeWalt, where is it here? If you grab a battery, unlike many other paint sprayer guns, this hooks right up to a standard DeWalt 2 amp hour battery. Boom. And now you've got a completely cordless setup. Obviously, you're going to have your paint here. I won't set it up for you fully. I mean, you can imagine how it connects here. But it makes it really nice where you don't have to deal with a cord, especially if you're doing a smaller project where you're using a gun like this. You're not using the full 5-gallon sprayer that has a long cord, a long tube to carry the paint. Something like this is just really handy. I do have a Wagner paint gun that I like, and it's awesome. But the only thing is, you've got to run an extension cord wherever you're going. So if I'm painting the swing set for the kids out in the yard, painting my mailbox down at the base of the driveway, it becomes a huge hassle to figure out how I'm going to get power down there. And instead, this has solved the problem by just allowing me to hook up to any DeWalt battery. Okay, so a couple things here. This nozzle is a beast. It has this like flip nozzle, and again, I am not a painting expert by any stretch of the imagination, but it allows you to spray. You can turn it sideways when you're not using it to keep the paint from hardening, right? Because the front of the nozzle is not exposed to air. So it's really nice. You don't get any like dried paint flecks stuck in the nozzle. And then you can flip it around if you need to If you need to clear the nozzle for whatever reason, it's going to create more pressure and just kind of push everything out. So it's really well designed. It's got a prime mode. Oh, hey-oh, yucky. It's got a prime mode that you can use here to help cycle the paint when you're starting at the beginning. And then just a standard spray mode when you would want to apply paint. It's really cool. There's lots of features that I absolutely love about it, including the funnel and paint strainer. So right out the get-go, they've thought about your problems. You're going to need to strain the paint, and you're going to need to get it into this little quart-sized container to go in the gun. This whole system fits together, so you've got your strainer that sits right on top of the funnel, and then you've got your funnel here. So it makes it so handy when you want to, you mix your paint, you want to put it in here for the gun. It's got this really nice setup here. You just pour it right in this big honking opening for the funnel. It gets strained as it goes, and then you've got a ready to go piece that's gonna hook right onto the bottom of your paint sprayer. Phenomenal, really easy to use. If I had to knock this thing, what I would say, well, two things actually. First thing, it is kind of expensive. It is a dope piece of machinery. It's very, very cool, but it costs way more than my Wagner paint gun that I got at Home Depot. I did find this on Amazon. And so for me, losing the cord is awesome, but unless I specifically have lots of projects that need that, you're definitely paying for that cordless aspect of it. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I've got tons of batteries. I don't mind, but yeah, it's something you definitely want to think about before you pull the trigger, no pun intended, on this. It's really easy to use back and forth. It's actually not that heavy. I mean, obviously it's got some weight to it, and once you put the paint cup on it, it's going to start to weigh you down. But the whole concept behind this is it's a completely cordless gun. There's nothing attached to you, so you can just walk over and bzz, 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 back and forth, and it's really easy. This quart size paint can is a good size. Like, you can paint for, I don't know, quite a while before you run out. So it's not like you're constantly filling this up. It's just not designed to paint an entire room. I mean, I'm sure you could. You would just have to do multiple refills. Let me see here. Oh, on the back here, you've got the power dial, we'll call it. So this just controls how hard the motor is working, and ultimately what that means is how much throughput, how much paint it's going to crank out. So the other thing I really like about this is there's not that much to it. With the Wagner gun, there's a lot of different things you can adjust to try to, you know, change the angle, change the spray, change the throughput, change how fast the fan's going. And all that's great. It really is, because you can get it just so. But especially as a beginner, it just starts to be a lot of things you have to deal with. And it's not intuitive, right? Like, you have to spit too much paint to realize, oh, I need to turn that dial down. Or you have to, you know, go back over 30 times before you realize, ooh, I should have put more paint in. So just some of those types of things end up being a little hacky. And with this, you've really just got one dial. Boom, you've got the dial there, and then obviously you just put it in spray mode. The prime mode is just to get started. And once you're past that, that's it, right? There's just not that much to it. It looks really slick. This case is really nice. It's just a really nice package. And then, as I mentioned before here, I don't know. I'm a sucker for a cool feature, but everything is just listed out here. There's pictures, really short instructions. So obviously they give you a full manual. But this is your quick start guide, and it's just really well done. They've got it in Spanish and English. It's just cool. I feel like it's a premium price product, but it's also a premium product. Very, very cool. It zips all up. You can get spare liners. They're not exorbitant. I will say the Wagner gun uses a bag liner. So as opposed to this has a little structure. The Wagner gun's really just like a flat, it's almost like a Ziploc bag. Obviously there's no Ziploc on top. These do cost a little more, but again, I mean, it's a thin piece of plastic. So a little more is like saying it's 1 cent per liner instead of 2. Like, unless you are painting at huge scale and you care deeply about the unit cost of these, it's something you almost wouldn't notice. So that I think is okay. Again, this nice carrying case is just really slick. It fits with my DeWalt battery, which I just think is so sexy because I don't have to maintain another device, charge another device. Again, I've got my batteries right on the charger, and so if I want to use the paint sprayer, pop it off, slap it in, and I'm good to go. It does not represent another device that you have to carry. Let me know what you guys think. Now that I'm talking all about this paint sprayer, I'm realizing that I ought to do a video on the Wagner paint sprayer. So check out that video, it should be coming soon. But otherwise, let me know what you think of the Graco. Tell me what experiences you've had. And also just like in general, what you think of the product, the features, my take on it. If you've got a little bit of a different take, I'd love to hear about it. All right, thanks guys. And I will look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.